Hey kids, hey lambs, and welcome back to Hey Lamb, the podcast where we get to talk about all things Mariah Carey. I'm Matt, aka Treacle, your host. Treacle Tots on Instagram, and you can follow the pod over on Hey Lamb Podcast on Instagram as well. Thank you to everyone who's getting involved on Instagram, and to everyone who is kind enough to treat me to a little splash on buymeacoffee.com/HeyLamb. Enjoy you so much for that. Today is a really special episode because it's a little, not to say crowded, it's busy. I love this, but first person in, first guest. Welcome back, please. Michael, how are you, Lamb? How are you?
I'm back again. I'm great. How are you?
I'm fantastic. You're back again. And not alone. You brought some friends. Friends. Welcome. Erica and Kayla, it's so lovely to meet you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for having us.
On.
Absolute pleasure. So you guys, are you all in LA?
Well, I live in Ventura, and then I'm working in San Francisco at the moment, but
let's do a lap. Let's remind everyone, Michael, for listeners, returning guests, but let's remind them of where you are in your situation. Let's do a little lap here. So, Michael, kick us off.
I am a singer-songwriter, Mariah lover, pasta lover, living in LA, trying to make it happen. And yeah, frequenter of the Hey Lamb podcast. I'm putting that on my resume now because I've been on probably like 7-8 times now on your channel, so it's going on the resume. But that is me, Michael.
Always welcome here on the podcast and my YouTube channel. Erica, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm Erica. I live in LA. I am an attorney for work. I have loved Mariah Carey since my mom had the Unplugged CD. And I used to make Kayla like hold the lamp for me as a spotlight and perform. So,
And Kayla?
I'm Kayla, and I live in the greater Los Angeles area, but I'm currently working up in San Francisco at the moment. I work in restaurants. I'm also a certified sommelier through the court. And also have been listening to Mariah Carey since I was a little baby toddler. So, and yes, it is true. I used to hold the spotlight for Erica while she performed, and I never got to perform myself, but I'm not there.
I was going to ask, you're holding it for her. Did she ever hold it for you? But no.
No.
I will.
So, who was first on the Mariah train then? Who met Mariah's music first out of the two of you?
Our mom was into her right off the bat, and then we both kind of started listening to her. But I think Erica grew, more of a Mariah Carey fan than I in our adult years.
So, Michael, I love the fact you brought friends with you today because you've mentioned Erica and Kayla to me before. And I think, but actually, we've heard your names here on the podcast before as well, because there's a couple of stories that you guys can share. So, Michael, I kind of almost want to let you kind of steer it because all the things we need to cover today. You've told me a few bits and pieces, but I want to make sure we don't miss anything. So, oh my God, where do we unpack it? Where do we start?
Well, I'll start with how I met them and kind of how we figured everything out. So I was working in a restaurant in Santa Monica. And it had been a month, and there was like, oh, we're getting a new manager. And I was like, oh, okay. And Kayla was there. And my love for Mariah usually shines early. It's not really a secret. People know right away. And Kayla was like, oh, I'm in a Mariah Carey music video. And I was like, okay, well, you're my new best friend for life. And we're great friends now. More than it was more of a friend relationship than manager.
Absolutely.
Co-worker vibe. But she was in the Bringin on the Heartbreak video. Both of them were. And I did Swear on Mariah, which I recreated all the different Mariah scenes. And I was like, Kayla, you have to be in Bringin on the Heartbreak, since you're actually in that scene. So we shot it outside of our work, outside of the restaurant. Then I did the concert for my song Attention Seeker. And it was like the first single from that album, A Warning of Light. And I wanted to do like little snippets in the show of like what's to come on the album. So I was like, oh, I'll do Rainbow Interlude. I've never sung it before in my life, but I love it. just to like hint at, oh, there's Swear on Mariah on the album. And then Erica was there because Kayla, your whole family came, I think. And Erica's like, I just got those lyrics tattooed on me. And I was like, what are the odds of that I picked out of all the songs, Rainbow Interlude,
and not even
then
a
Erica
song, it was an interlude,
Yes, so specific. It's like, that's not like a really, really obvious one. I think, I'm trying to think, do I know if I've seen anyone else have that tattoo? Where is the tattoo?
It's on my neck.
Oh my gosh. Can we see? Like, for those that are watching the video version.
Show us.
Can you see?
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Like, I'm in such awe of tattoos, I just couldn't. Is that painful on the neck? Was it painful?
Not at all. It was actually, I barely felt it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, I need to hear about this Bring On the Heartbreak video. I need to hear how does it come about, and how did you come to be in a Mariah Carey video? Let's talk about how it came to be.
Well, I had from high school, Ruben, right? And he told me about like the Soul Train Awards. And he's like, look, Mariah Carey's getting a Lifetime Achievement Award at the Soul Train Awards. Like, let's just go stand outside and see if we can see her going into rehearsal, going in whatever, the red carpet. So we go, me and Kayla. I think I'm like 15 or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Charm Bracelet era. So Through the Rain had just came out. And it starts raining. And we're outside the Soul Train Awards, the venue, for hours, just waiting for her. It starts raining, and so all the Mariah Carey fans start singing Through the Rain. Right. So she goes to rehearsal. We see her leaving in her limo. My friend climbs onto her limo, and the security have to pull him off.
Oh my God.
Naturally, he starts crying. But we did get a glimpse of her. And then we met Christopher Buckles, her makeup artist.
Mm-hmm.
Took some pictures with him. And we also met the little girl that was in Glitter, the little girl that played her in Glitter. She had grown up a little bit. And then, fast forward. We met another Mariah Carey fan. We became friends. And they were giving out the people at the Soul Train Awards tickets to go inside. She won. I don't remember if there was a competition or whatever. She won the tickets. She won 2. So she decided to bring me into the Soul Train Awards. And then my sister was probably feeling sad.
Stuck outside with my dad.
Stuck outside.
Us there.
In the rain. I'm sure you felt a certain type of way.
So
but no, my dad actually from a scalper nearby. He bought some tickets for us to go in because I was feeling sad, left out, of course, naturally. And so we got to go inside, and while inside, we found her because this was before cell phones, right? Did you have a cell phone?
So. I don't think we had.
We saw her across the way, and we were waving, and it was just, oh my God, we made it too! So we're inside, and we got to watch the Soul Train Awards like randomly. I was like in a t-shirt and jeans.
Wins her award, and me and my friend are like, okay, on the count of 3, we're gonna be like, we love you, Mariah, right? So we did, and then she stops and she goes, I love you too, and I was like, So then that friend, she told us, she's like, okay, next week I have an agent. I'm gonna be in a Mariah Carey music video. So she hooked us up with the agent, and that's how we were able to do it, and we even got paid for it and everything.
Oh my God!
Yeah, we were extras. So I mean, but I think Erica, you can see Erica in a really funny scene where we're trying to act as fans, even though everyone there was fans. It seemed like. She's coming off the helicopter, and she's coming to say hi to her fans, and we're being in this barricade. And we're screaming for her, and we have albums with permanent markers to get her autograph.
Oh, great.
And so I have.
Here's the one that I got.
Oh, you came to the pod prepared. Look at that.
Yeah.
To hand in a beautiful frame. That's gorgeous.
Wow.
Yeah, so I had something similar in my hand, but I don't think I actually stopped to do an autograph. But I had the permanent marker, and the cap was off. And she comes in, and she comes directly towards Erica and our friend. Her name was what? Crystal?
Cheryl.
And so she comes directly to Cheryl and gives Cheryl a big hug. And we're like, oh my God. And she's literally right next to us. And my hand is on the railing with the marker. And then she backs away, and I realized that she had touched my hand, and I'm like, oh shoot, did I mark her dress or skirt? She walks back, and she has this giant, big, black permanent mark on Mariah Carey's skirt. I'm like, I just marked Mariah Carey's skirt. Oh my God, I'm gonna get arrested. Like, I was getting in trouble, like kicked out of the shoot, but she didn't even notice at the time. But it was pretty funny. But, meanwhile, Cheryl's crying because she just got hugged by Mariah Carey, and I'm freaking out that
because you marked Mariah Carey.
Yeah, and then when the video came out, I was looking for the mark on her skirt. I couldn't find it, but it's pretty mortifying.
Oh my gosh! I've just noticed, Erica. I've noticed the ring. I see the ring.
Yes.
That's gorgeous, and it's glowing. It's glowing in your light. I want to hear all about the process. I mean, so okay. I know exactly the shot, and for those watching the video version, I'm going to put a few shots in to remind people. But yeah, it's out the helicopter, and she's got like the big hat, right? And the helicopter has got it's got a big butterfly on the side, and it's like you guys are
black with a butterfly.
Acting as fans, and then she's just it was just her just walking over and then just walking along people because the whole thing is she's performing a concert, so it's just her arriving. So it was just that outside bit. Are you guys involved inside? Are you inside the concert bit as well?
So it was an 18-hour shoot, so it was very, very long, and we were minors. So our parents had to stay the whole time. So there was that scene that we filmed first. And then she had other scenes with like a love interest that we weren't a part of, obviously. And then there was another scene indoors in a concert, and she performed with Dave Navarro. Randy Jackson was there, Carmen Electra was there. So we did see like a few other celebrities. But so inside was her performing the song on stage. And so they gave a lot of us sunflowers. We had sunflowers in the crowd. So this whole like small scene took hours and hours and hours to film, right? There's lighting, you got to make sure it's right, sound checks and whatever. And so in between the actual filming time, they when they were doing lighting checks and whatever, Mariah Carey knew that she had a bunch of fans in the audience, so she was taking requests. So everyone was requesting songs. I requested Make It Happen. She sang a little tidbit of it.
Wow.
She was just being very, very, I mean, you hear a lot about how Mariah Carey acts in the public, how she's this diva. But to her fans, she is the nicest, most amazing person. There was actually this one girl in the crowd who was like, Mariah, I love your dress, that red sparkly dress that she was wearing in Bringin' on Heartbreak. Mariah, I love your dress. Can I wear it to prom? She gave her dress. Like,
what?
She signed an autograph on the corner, gave this girl her dress so she could wear it to prom. She was just really, really nice. Then during another break, I, of course, was charm bracelet. So I had my charm bracelet. So I was showing her. She was looking at each of my individual charms, like giving me attention. I'm this little 15-year-old, I was just like, oh my God. And then I remember saying, and I don't know why I said this, but I was, young. But at that time, I think still Tommy Mottola, her ex-husband, was married to Thalia, the Mexican singer. And so I said, you're so much prettier than Thalia. Thalia who? Like, said something like that. And she goes, who? And I said, Thalia. And she goes, I don't know who that is.
Wow. Because it's only just come to my memory or attention recently, but wasn't it, I think I've been told it was this video shoot, it was the whole I don't know her moment.
Und was ist mit J-Lo? Die kenne ich nicht.
Oh, I didn't know that. But that
really?
makes sense. That was her.
Yeah.
She got that
was her phrase.
So maybe you planted the seed. Maybe you're like a reason. Maybe you're behind. I don't know her.
I'm behind the whole meme. Wow. I didn't even
somebody, I saw it on a video, and I want to give credit where credit is due, but somebody, I can't remember. Guys, help me out in the comments, tell me. But somebody drew my attention to the fact that it was the Bringin' on the Heartbreak video shoot, and I was chatting about it to another Lamb friend. I'm thinking, Michael, it might have been Nath. I think I was chatting with Nath maybe recently, maybe on his episode of the podcast. But I said I never realized it was Bringin' on the Heartbreak, but the hair fits. And we
the
said,
hair fits. I remember that.
Yeah, the hair fits, and then you can't really see what's going on with the outfit. But I said, but that red dress, there's not much to see until the camera would be lower, because it is quite a tight headshot, that I don't know her moment. But in the background, there's a stage, there's lighting, and we're looking at the colors of the lights. And like, this is so the video for Bringing On the Heartbreak.
I have to go back and watch that
I know,
because that's a day in history. That day for the laminate. And then maybe her moment with you was like the warm up, you know, and then she does that press thing.
I love that so much.
I think you planted the seed in her mind. Oh my gosh, guys. We have to take a very quick break, and then I just want to unpack this and squeeze it for every drop of information, because this is just so much fun. This is so much juice. We'll be right back after this very quick break.
For the first time on physical copy, Michael Alexander, A Warning of Light. 6 tracks pressed to clear vinyl for a limited time only, including the unreleased song, I Want You. For more details and purchase options, visit michaelalexandermusic.com or Michael Alexander Music on Instagram. Order A Warning of Light now.
And we are back. So I want to hear more about the video shoot. So I love the fact that she's interacting with you in breaks and things, because I've had that experience as well. I've been lucky enough to be in studios like MTV and BBC, like Top of the Pops and things like that, and she knows, like, she identifies the fans, she finds the lambs in the room, and then when she would come over in London, she would recognize faces, and she's so good with things like that. So she would recognize the lambs, and then she'd have moments you can speak, and I love the fact you were showing her your charm bracelet. I think she was having those moments with people all around. But yeah, how many times was the song performed? Like, how long was that part? Because I can't imagine.
Gosh. I mean, I don't even remember now how long each scene took to film. I want to say that the helicopter scene was relatively quick compared to her performing on stage. I think that was the majority of the time. But
and shuffling everybody into, I mean, it wasn't that big of a group of extras. Actually, when I saw the video, I'm like, wow, they really made it seem like she had a full stadium, but it was kind of just like a tight little circle around the stage. So it kind of felt intimate. You know, it's like we're getting this private concert from Mariah. Like Erica said, she was able to like walk up and
we want.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they're like, cool. They're like, what, moving you in different areas? Like, oh, now we need that angle, so we need you in that part of the stage, and then moving you around.
Our parents were in the background of the like stadium, so they were actually they were able to witness it, because they're like, we're chaperoning our minor kids who have been working for 12 hours so far, so you're gonna let us in, right? So they were able to sit up and like I looked over at one point and they were like passed out because it was midnight and they were tired. But, we stayed throughout the whole thing, and there were some people that were leaving after it was done, even though it had been 18 hours. I think we were just kind of zombies walking through, and then someone out of nowhere popped out and we're like, hey, didn't really like shout it out, kind of we were right there in ear length, and he was like, does anybody want to meet Mariah Carey? And we looked at our parents. We're like, yeah. Like,
at that point, after 18 hours, what's another half hour or another hour, really?
Exactly. When you can meet her.
Well, it was supposed to be short, but she actually took a long time. How long did it take? Do you remember for her to come out?
I have no idea.
There was probably about 10 of us back there, and we were waiting, and we were all tired, and we almost left. And
I wasn't gonna
and then
leave.
She came.
Erica was going nowhere.
And then she came out, and I just remember she had this big fur coat on, and it was like, oh my, it was like a goddess was coming up the stairwell, and she had her, she just looked so
perfect,
divine,
makeup and
perfect,
hair,
yeah, after a shoot that was that long, and I looked all grubby and gross, little 13-year-old. And then she came out, and she was like, first thing she said was like, okay, well, I didn't really have much to give. I looked for something to give. All I have was this. And she starts to put out her hand. And I just remember taking Erica and shoving her towards her to like grab whatever's in her hand. And I shoved her, and she was like, oh, and she grabbed it, and then she hugged her. And little Erica, she's very petite. She got like engulfed in her fur jacket, like just like roll like up, and then she was like hugging Mariah. And I think we snapped a few pictures. And Erica got the armband that was on her arm in the shoot.
It's like a little beaded thing.
Oh wow!
And Erica's like, mine, and never let go.
And then she was giving away everything. Like she gave away her shoes. She gave away like a little. No, she couldn't. She's like, they told me I couldn't give this away because it was like a sapphire butterfly, and they're like, no, we can't give that away. Yeah. But she gave away a lot of stuff to people. She was signing autographs, taking pictures, talking to us. Like very nice.
Yeah.
So
generous.
And
then this is my favorite part of everything is that in the car ride home, Erica, I think we passed out, but before, no, this is where, unless it was the next day. Erica's analyzing this, beaded scarf thing that she just got from Mariah Carey. She's smelling it. She's just, oh my God. And then she finds a piece of hair, golden thread of hair on this beaded thing, and it's Mariah Carey's hair.
And we have dark hair, obviously, because it's not our hair.
It had a split end on it. Well, we thought it's Mariah Carey's real hair. And Erica kept it and put it in a Ziploc bag and still has it somewhere.
You still have the band, and you still have the band, and you have Mariah Carey's DNA in a bag somewhere.
I can make my own Mariah Carey, right?
Oh my gosh! I can believe that she was generous enough to give things away. She gave a piece of costume jewelry to a friend next to me at GAY nightclub in London. Like mid-performance, she's like taking things off and giving them to people and stuff. Oh my gosh!
Well, that was around the same time, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Charm Bracelet era. That was March 2003. She was in London, and the passing, the handing of the costume jewelry, the ring. Yeah, it was March 2003. When was this? When was the video for Bring on the Heartbreak filmed? When was it released?
I don't know the exact month, but because I want to say it was the third single of Charm Bracelet, something like that.
Yeah, we were deep into the Charm Bracelet era, weren't we?
I don't know when it was filmed. I couldn't even tell you. It was 2003, but I don't remember what month.
Yeah, because I think Bringin' on the Heartbreak was 2003. I think the other singles were 2002, and then it was
I think Boy actually might be in 2003 because because Through the Rain was like November 2002 because the album came out the first weekend in December, and then when I saw her in London March 2003, she was promoting Boy. She was definitely promoting Boy because we saw her perform it, and I think Michael's googling or something.
We're gonna look it up. We're gonna
googling, schmoogling, because I think Bring on the Heartbreak was
okay. Bring on the Heartbreak was November 2003.
November 2003.
Yeah, it was filmed like a week after the Soul Train Awards, and the Soul Train Awards were March 1st, 2003. So it had to have been filmed in March.
Wow. So I had some moments with Mariah in London. You guys had your moments with Mariah over there, and then she sat on that video for all that time. I guess they'd like decide, we're going to release that single, but we don't know when, or plans change, whatever, and it got pushed back. Wow, Michael, how blown were you when you hear you're just at work, right, and you just start hearing these stories?
I was just, oh my goodness, because it's like, I don't know. I meet a lot of people, and I'm like, we talk about Mariah, and it was like someone that has moments with Mariah. I was like,
hugs, hair, gifts.
Yeah. So we were like Kayla and I, thick as thieves, after that.
Yeah. Oh my God, Michael, I've been in a Mariah Carey video. You like Mariah Carey, and I didn't realize the depth of how much he loved for her. I was just like, oh, fun fact, I've been in a video, and he went, oh. We're gonna be best friends. And we've been friends ever since.
Yeah.
And then I don't really think you believed, because then, my sister told him about, my sister's a fan too. And I don't think he believed like how much of a fan I was until he met me. He's like, okay, so what's your favorite song? And what's your favorite, like kind of test me a little bit.
You have to do the test, to see what level,
And you passed, presumably.
Yeah. I think did I pass, Michael?
You passed, yeah. Well, it's funny because I sing it on the weekends at my friend's gig. I go up and do a few songs, and I did Always Be My Baby. And this girl came up and she's like, oh my gosh. She's like, I am obsessed with Mariah. Like, thank you for doing that. And I was like, are you a lamb? And she was like, what? And I was like, oh, you're not a lamb.
Yeah, never mind. Never mind.
Also, the funny thing was that, so the girl, Cheryl, that got hugged and, that Kayla and I had the encounter with, we lost touch with her. Then Michael releases his song, Swear on Mariah, where he recreates that scene where he hugs my sister instead of Cheryl, obviously. And Cheryl finds this video and contacts him, and now we're back in contact. Like, it's so funny.
It's crazy. It's crazy. We lost contact, and then Michael brought us back together after all this years because of the video.
Yeah. 20 years.
It's crazy that she even saw the video.
Right?
We've gotten a lot of views. It's not that crazy.
I know.
It's a great song.
No, I'm kidding.
I play that song in my car all the time, and I belt it out. It's so great. I do.
I have it on my Spotify playlist too.
I'm always telling people, so let's just tell everyone again right now, people listening to this, people watching the video version, Michael Alexander, Swear on Mariah, go and enjoy it. But you have to watch it on YouTube because it's the attention to detail, and it's a video that only a true lamb could make. It's all the references, it's everything. I think I tried to count the references with you one time, Michael, and I was like, I think I stopped like 12, 15 or something. There's just so many. It's so much.
There's a lot, yeah. I'll have to do an analyzing video on YouTube or something.
Yeah, I think you need to almost honestly, I'm surprised you haven't done almost like a side by side. That would be good.
When it came out on Instagram, I have posts where I have like mine and her, like the shots on Instagram before it was released, and I did like a guess the song type deal. But
yeah, it'd be good to almost like do the whole, like maybe not the whole video, but maybe the whole video, because it's not just like you've got like your version of one of her looks. It really is like the shots and the angles and everything. Like it's that level of detail. So you really could do a shot by shot. But my favorite ones are Say Something, The Luggage. Like you committed. You really did.
My nip fell out. Yeah. If you watch closely,
it likes to do that.
It does. Yeah. All the time.
He was performing at his single release party at Sonoma Wine Garden, the restaurant we used to work at, and my little cousins were there. I just joke about him with that, but he starts dancing around, jumping around, and he has this button down that he's already buttoned down a couple because he's risque, and he's jumping around, and then his shirt flops open, and then he's just jumping around with his nipple out. It's
great.
Very, very funny and cute. I walked up to him after. I'm like, "Congratulations! It was so great." He was like, "My nipple was out the whole time."
Everyone was laughing. There was like people were dying laughing, and I was like, "What? That's not the response you want."
Dinner and a show. It was great.
Yeah, dinner and a show. That's just your performance style, Michael. I don't know. Maybe it's just your performance style.
Yeah, I'm just such a risque person, I guess.
So what other moments do you ladies have? I mean, are we talking concerts, tours? What else is there to explore? Tell me.
We've been to several of her. Kayla and I together have been to 2 of her concerts. I think I've been to a few more than that. But I think we started with, was it the Charm Bracelet Tour, the first concert that I was able to go to? I think it might have been that one. Remember at Universal Studios, Kayla? Remember that one? I think that was our first concert, which was a small venue, so it was nice. Then we went to the tour after, what was it? Was it after?
After Charm Bracelet, she, in North America, she did The Adventures of Mimi, 2006.
The Adventures of Mimi, in LA. And then we went to one of her ones in Vegas.
Oh, you went to a residency?
That, Kayla? We went to residency.
Just recently.
Tour. Oh, it was like 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago.
Well, that's
yeah. We did see her it was her final show of that leg of her residency, and so she was a guest to close out her tour. She was a guest at One Oak. She was a guest at One Oak. She had her table.
Right.
Of course, we went to One Oak.
Did you know she was going to be there? How did you know she was going to be there?
We did not know until that night. We heard that she was going to do like her party there, her final party, and so we went. Of course, Mariah had a few splashes. So she was a little tipsy, taking the microphone.
Now, hang on, because I think that this must have been the number one to infinity era, because I think we're talking 2016. We're in the Stella Hella era.
Oh yes, it was the Nightmare era. Yeah.
I think I can picture the. I've had a few splashes, big hair, like what was the ensemble?
Leather jacket, fishnets.
Yes,
it was the leather jacket night.
That night.
Iconic.
That's again. You're there for these iconic moments.
Yeah.
Because there's the video footage where she's grabbing the microphone from the DJ.
That's where.
Oh my, she was. I don't want to say messy. I don't want to say sloppy. She was having a wonderful time.
She was having a wonderful time with the splashes.
Yeah.
We're having a party for the fans. We just wrapped the show. It's very exciting. I want to go inside. I'm gonna DJ a little bit with my friend DJ Sus One. It's gonna be fun, and we're gonna see some lambs and
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you were there.
She didn't seem sloppy at all. Yeah, she was very she was saying a little bit too every now and then. She'd grab the microphone and sing.
Mm-hmm. How long was she long was she there for? Did you get close to her? Did you get any gifts or hugs that night?
No, I was trying, but we were held way back to where she actually was. We didn't get close to her at all. But that was a cool experience. And then I went, it was right before the pandemic. So it was December. I went to her Christmas concert in New York. And that was the night that we found out that All I Want for Christmas reached #1. And it was her... so that night was really, really magical. And she was like on stage saying, it just reached #1. And we were all like really excited. So that was really, really fun. And I had floor seat, the best seats I've ever had to a Mariah Carey concert. I spent, a lot of money on those seats, but it was really, really fun. Just being in New York and Christmas and Mariah Carey concert.
Yeah, that's
that
the
concert
dream.
made the memoir.
Yeah.
It's like the last chapter of the
memoir.
memoir.
Her memoir. Yeah, it's in the last.
You've been at many like important, famous moments with Mariah.
Yeah, there's some like key moments. I have seen the Christmas concert once. I kept like missing it because she didn't bring it to Europe for the first few years, and then when she did bring it to Europe, I was working in North America, so I just it didn't happen for me until one of the more recent ones. So I've only seen it once. It was in London, but I do want to see it again. But the dream is to see her in New York, to see Mariah in her home city at Christmas.
Amazing, Madison Square Garden. It was very, very cool.
That would have been the dream, to be there that particular year, and like for her to get the news, and that's in the memoir. That's lamb goals. It was amazing. It was so amazing. So, which were the concerts that you went to together, did you say?
So we went to her Charm Bracelet tour, and then the Adventures of Mimi.
And Vegas. And
the #1 to Infinity.
Yeah.
Cool, okay. What did you guys make of the #1 to Infinity residency? Because I was really excited by it. Like, oh my god, who can stand there and sing 18 #1s like top to bottom? And the fact she just did that consistently, I was like, yeah, I'm down for it. But not every #1 is everyone's favorite. So I think some lambs were just like, oh, I'm going to absolutely support it because they're 18 #1s, but it's not my ideal set list. They've got like other favorites. Like, did you live for the show or? What?
Of course I love the show, but I think residencies, and not just for Mariah, but with a lot of different performers and artists, they cater more towards the masses, the general population. So I feel like because people come through Vegas all the time, like she needed to do her top songs that everybody knew, because if it had been a more curated concert to her fans, like it wouldn't have sold to the general population. So I liked that it was number ones. We went for my mom's birthday with my mom and cousin and aunts, and they don't know all the deep cuts that we know. So they had a really great time listening to, they're older, so they liked Emotions and Someday and like Vision of Love, all the older songs. So, which I love too. But if it was a Lamb concert, of course we would have wanted some of the deeper album cuts.
It's a different set list if it's a Lamb concert. You're right, it has to sell. You've got to try and capture people that like, oh, we're in Vegas, oh, Mariah's there. Like, you've got to get those people. You could, decide to go last minute. Obviously, we're traveling in because Mariah's there. I went to Vegas from London, and we built our trip around, we're going to see Mariah, so we had to do that. But other people, they just be like, oh yeah, we're going to see Mariah. So you've got to literally capture people on the street. Kayla, how about you? What did you make of that show?
So for me, I guess Mariah Carey's always been sort of like a nostalgic thing for me. And, I did listen to her growing up and into the later years of my life, but really when I was a child, it was when we would listen to her, it felt nostalgic. So especially being there with my mom and being there with my aunt, my cousin, and Erica, it felt really nostalgic to have us all be there and singing all of her songs together. So I liked it because of that. And I realized, it's probably not all of the songs that she wants to do all of the time because she does them all the time. And I think I could tell that a little bit when she was doing some of her songs. You could tell, well, yeah, she probably is over singing this song, for the last 30 years. But I still enjoyed it because it was nostalgic to me. So.
Yeah, that's kind of like a full circle moment, like to enjoy the music growing up, and then you're there at the concert with those family members. That's nice.
Yeah, I agree. When I first, my family, big gamblers, so Vegas was like always our big family trip. And when I was getting into Mariah, like my first album was The Emancipation of Mimi, and then I bought number ones. And I remember we were on a family vacation that year, must have been 2005, 6, and we blasted the number one CD like in our hotel room every morning, like getting ready, like top to bottom, every day we were there. So then to go to number one and Infinity in Vegas and like hear those songs live all together, like same thing, like with my cousins, it was just like, what a full circle moment. Like Vegas and Mariah for me are like so connected,
Yeah.
Definitely.
I really hope she goes back and does another residency, because we had the Butterfly Returns, and again I did see that one. I didn't fly out for that one. I was already in America. I was in Georgia, and I was finishing my job, and I was moving back to England, and a friend flew out, friend flew out, and then before I flew back to England, we went to Vegas for 5 days, and we saw the Butterfly Returns residency, and it was nice to get songs that she didn't do the first time, and some songs that she hasn't really done in concert before, and I feel like with Number One to Infinity, it's been like the start of her kind of re-engaging with her back catalogue, and she brings some songs out. Like we weren't getting songs like Love Takes Time anymore, we weren't getting Can't Let Go and things, and now she'll give us those, and she seems even more interested in which songs the Lambs want to hear. And then Hello, the Rarities last year, that she really is reaching back in. So I think Number One to Infinity was a good turning point, because like you said, Kayla, she had to do those songs, and some of them she wasn't the biggest fan of doing night after night, maybe, but I feel like some of them she maybe like rediscovered or appreciated. Again, Someday isn't on that list. I think she just feels a certain way about Someday, for example, but I think other songs, I think it was fun for her to maybe do them again, because I think if you've got to do them, it's like, okay, let me figure it out, let me try and find a way in which I'm going to enjoy it, otherwise it's just going to be a painful part of the night every single time. Are there any songs that she
definitely
are there any songs that you would just love for her to put in like the next residency or the next concert, wherever it is?
I mean, I don't think I've heard Breakdown in a while, and that's one of my favorites. Cry Baby.
I know.
Cry Baby. Please, Cry Baby. Yes.
I always love a Make It Happen, but I did ask for that, and she sang it for me at the thing, so at the video shoot. I did go to her concert with Lionel Richie. I went to that one as well.
Which
Did
city?
you really? Because I was there too. In LA at Hollywood
the Hollywood
Bowl.
Bowl. The Hollywood Bowl.
Yeah, I was there too.
Yeah, how funny.
We probably sat beside each other. We didn't even know.
Yes.
How was that one? Remind me what she sang at that one. I can't remember the set list.
She had like a smaller section because they're dual headliners, so I think she had like about an hour set, and I think because it was more of a Lionel Richie concert more than her fans, she sang some of the hero basic. I don't remember the set list, but
it was like My All Hero, We Belong Together.
My All, definitely We Belong Together.
Yeah, it was just a lot of the ballads. I mean, I know I said that she opened with Heat, which is a bonus track from Heat because MC Squared.
So random.
And I'm that chick, yeah. So she did. I guess she did a few
right
glam moments, but
yeah. But it was billed as Lionel Richie with extra special guest Mariah Carey, wasn't it? So it was like he's the headline. But I love that. Because some other artists have been like buddying up and doing like joint tours and things. I was meant to see that one in New York. It's a very painful story. I've told it before, but working in Montreal, treated myself to a weekend away in New York, and I was tagging myself. I was posting up on my Instagram like I'm off to New York, going to see Mariah. I treated myself to a front row ticket at Madison Square Garden, nice hotel suite. I was just treating myself, and due to bad weather, my flight from Montreal to New York was cancelled. And they had nothing flying out, and they were trying to reassign us to flights the next day, but nothing was going to get me there in time. Like, I'll get there in the morning. Like, okay, I'm going to lose like night one of my hotel, and that was its whole issue. But then they couldn't actually get anything sorted in time, and I did insure the ticket because it was a pretty penny that I spent, but I just felt so guilty that there was going to be an empty seat in the front row at Madison Square Garden. I'm sure someone took advantage and hopped over and took it. I'm sure someone took it.
Oh my gosh, I would have been heartbroken.
It did break my heart at the time. I got the money back on the concert ticket, but with the hotel, I just lost it, and I just made my peace with it. But yeah. Because I thought it'd be fun to do, like Lionel and Mariah at the time. You're like, oh, I wonder, would they do something together? I don't know what she's gonna do with the set list. I was just curious. I'm like, I mean, Montreal, New York is right there. I'm not gonna be working in all the time, where I can just like hop over to New York. Like, just take advantage and do it. So I had good intentions. Fate wasn't on my side.
Aw, that's too bad.
But like we were talking about, it seems like maybe when we get another tour moment, I think it is going to be more intimate Lamb songs. I think that's what we're kind of gearing up towards, which we're here for, and we should all get together and go together. If it's in Vegas or wherever, that would be a blast.
Definitely.
Oh my God, so much fun. Can we do
that?
You know it. You know it. The next time she announces Vegas, I keep saying to everybody, like, just count me in. Absolutely. I've got that little stash of pennies and coins, like, it's building up. It's building
Mariah
up.
Fund.
Yeah, the Mariah Fund is being topped up for sure. We need to take another quick break. We'll be back right after this. Thanks for listening to Hey Lamb, guys. I hope you are enjoying it. If you are, you can leave me a little tip. You can buy me a drink over on buymeacoffee.com. It is a great way to show your support to your favorite creators by buying them a drink. Simply head over to buymeacoffee.com/heylamb and you can tip me with a little drink. Cheers. I want to ask you guys where you think Mariah might be headed next, because she's just done this round on Twitter Spaces where she's acknowledging that, she's got a new Christmas song, and we're going to have a new Christmas Apple special, it seems, this year. But she has made several references to the fact that she's working on non-Christmas music as well. So I think we're going to get a new studio album next year. But
I hope so.
She's not really like saying like album. It's an album. She kind of says it's like it's different. Like it sounds like she really wants to get the process of the songwriting and the producing out, because it sounds like she's capturing behind the scenes. It sounds like she's filming herself writing the music, and it like she's producing it, she's capturing her talking to the drummer, talking to the engineer, speaking with the musicians. I think she really wants to put it out there in people's faces that she is writing and producing this music. And someone asked her on Twitter Spaces, is there an album cover that's been shot yet? And she's like, that is so far from my mind, I don't even care if I'm on the cover of this. Like, it's not even about that, it's about the process. So I do wonder how she's going to put this out, Michael. So I was thinking, like, maybe it's not just going to be like an album drop. Maybe she's going to collect a group of lambs and do like MTV Shining Through the Rain, you know, back from Charm Bracelet era, and just get like a small, intimate, you know, group of people and introduce some new music that way. I think it'd be a fun way to do it. I don't know what you guys think.
I definitely think that'd be awesome if she did that. And she has always liked doing different stuff. She had that, you know, there was like a whisper of like a rock alternative album back in the day that never got released that she did.
It's coming. It sounds
Is it
like
coming?
It sounds like it's
really
coming.
So yeah, she could definitely be doing something like that. And I think she has been, you know, interpreted as just a singer, when of course it's always been about the music and her songwriting abilities and that kind of thing. And I think that's been recognized recently. But I think that would be super, super dope if she did something like what you were saying, because behind the music is very, very interesting. We all love to see that stuff. It's kind of reminiscent of that Genius interview she did a couple years ago, where they just talked about layering samples on top of samples and like the process that it took her to actually create the music. So I think that would be really, really cool.
Yeah, to have to get some lambs together and introduce some music. Can you imagine going to like a concert or something, or like a studio? You know, in my head it's like an MTV Unplugged kind of vibe, that kind of thing.
Right. That would.
Can you imagine being in a setting like that and she introduces a song that you've never heard before? Because we when we see her live, we are experiencing the same songs, you know, over and over again. You know, we've been to a few concerts now, it's been a few years, but to be in front of her and she sings something that you've never heard before, that would be a gag.
That would.
So definitely. I have to say, I've been very, very blessed to. The first time I saw Mariah was we heard Up Out My Face and Angels Cry before it was released. And then I was at the With You listening party where we heard With You, A No-No, and Portrait before they were released. And it is like, it's insane. So yeah, it's like, that's a dream situation, like to get to hear new Mariah songs with Mariah. So if she does do something like that, we have to find out how to get involved.
Oh my gosh, we definitely do.
You guys need to keep your ears to the ground and keep us informed. Right. I think it's going to be next year. Yeah, because this year is just whizzing by. And then before we know it, it's going to be Christmas. We've got new things for Christmas. Maybe the alternative album, the Someone's Ugly Daughter moment is going to happen. But it sounds like she's getting other people involved. She's got her vocals, but I don't think she's going to put it out as a Mariah Carey, like it's just her thing. I think she wants to buddy up with someone. I feel like she feels it's like for a younger audience. I don't know how she's going to put that out, and I'm here for that because I'm really, really curious as to what that sounds like. But ultimately, that's going to be fun. Christmas is going to be awesome, but it's the next album. That's what I'm really, really intrigued to see what she does.
Yeah, because it is rumored like a Netflix moment. We don't know what we're getting.
Yeah, she could be shopping the footage around to Netflix or Amazon or someone. But I think she just wants to like kind of go with them, like to them, like this is the footage I've got. It comes with an album. Here's how I want to do it. I want to put out 3 episodes of a mini series or something, and then the album drops. Or I do an episode, and you see me write, you know, and produce a couple of songs, and then those songs go out, and then the next week there's another, you know, documentary moment, and it's another 2 songs, and then those go out, and then gradually over time we get an EP. Because again, that would be fun, because then we get to like, rather than just like binge a whole album in one sitting, we get to see her work on a song or 2. So we get really like appreciate it rather than just like dump it on us. I don't know, I just like write these narratives in my mind and just put it out there.
I think you should be hired to to release her album. That sounds like a really great way to do it.
Well, God bless you, Kayla, for manifesting that for me. I appreciate you for that.
He at least has to interview Mariah, right? He has this whole channel of all these interviews.
Oh my God.
So
yeah, someday in your life. Yeah, absolutely.
I had a very, very brief interaction with her on Twitter Spaces. Not this recent one, but like a few months before. So I have spoken to her. I've met her like 2001 to 2005 a handful of times, but that was, many, many moons ago. But I did get to speak with her fairly recently, earlier this year on Twitter Spaces. So yeah, the dream is so cool. To get her on the podcast, get her on the channel, like whatever, however, that would be the dream. We'll see. That
would be amazing.
I am so looking forward to this. We are going to play our resident game on the podcast. Michael knows what's coming. I think you guys have had some forewarning, but I'll go over the rules. But here we go. It's time to play Spin, Pin, or Bin. So I have every Mariah Carey song pre-programmed into a random generator. Apart from the Christmas catalogue, I'm saving those songs for later in the year. And I'm going to hit shuffle and we get 3 songs. And each of us has to put 1 to spin, 1 to pin, and 1 to bin. Actually, Michael, you kind of prepped the girls in our little Instagram DM thread, and I actually praised the way you explained the rules. So actually, for the first time ever, I'm going to hand it over to you. You explained the rules. I love how you did it. No
I don't remember what I said, but I'll give it a go.
Well, let's just test your memory of the game. However you wish. Okay. You explain the rules.
So spin is your favorite song. You want to play it right now. Pin is you're going to save it for later. And then bin is the song that you're going to put in the bin.
And you never get to play it again. Whatever goes in the bin, whatever goes in the trash, you never get to play it ever again.
Oh, no.
Okay. Right.
Okay.
Let's see what comes up. Here we go. Okay. First song, Always Be My Baby. Second song, Without You. Third song, Last Kiss. So everyone listening, everyone watching on YouTube, get involved and let us know in the comments. So we've got Always Be My Baby from Daydream. We have got Without You going back to Music Box era. And from E = MC squared, we've got Last Kiss. So you have to spin 1, pin 1, and bin 1. Who's ready? I'm getting confident vibes from Erica. Go for it.
Okay, so I'm gonna spin Last Kiss.
Wow.
Yeah, just because it's newer, so maybe I haven't heard it as much, so I need to hear it more. Always Be My Baby, I can't put in the bin just because it's such a classic, so I'm gonna pin that one. And then I've heard Without You. I'm gonna see Without You goes in the bin just because I've heard it so much.
Okay, that's fair. There's reason and there's logic behind your choices, so I can respect that. Kayla, do you know what you're gonna do?
Can I have Michael sing for me Last Kiss?
Of course. We have a request, Michael.
Please, Michael, would you so?
I'm so empty inside since our last kiss goodbye. Picture you in my mind and I can't seem to rational. You need a lot of breath to sing Last Kiss. But the chorus is, in my heart I know this ain't gonna be our last kiss. That's the chorus. That's the hook.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think I've heard that song. Please don't shoot me. So I'm gonna put that one pinned so I can listen to it more later on. But I have to maybe be cliche and spin Always Be My Baby just because I think that's my go-to karaoke song, and anytime it comes on in my car.
Together.
I just sang it at karaoke last week.
I've sung it at karaoke with her too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to spin that one.
Yeah, and then I'll bin the last one. I forget which one was the last one.
Without You.
Without You, you're gonna.
Without You, yeah. I'm not so much on that one, but yeah.
Fair enough, and I'm not throwing you any hate with Last Kiss because it's one of 3 songs that for me at the time were very, very not like similar or samey, but kinda, because we've got on E = MC squared, we've got Last Kiss, we've got Love Story, we've got Thanks for Nothing. My favorite of the 3 is Thanks for Nothing. and then probably Love Story, and Last Kiss is like, I'm kind of like, that probably could have been the one that I would cut of the three. So yeah. Okay, but Michael, over to you. What are your choices?
Well, I'm gonna spin Always Be My Baby also, just because it's, it's classic. I'm gonna pin Last Kiss because Mariah wrote it, and I know Mariah really, really loves it. So I don't want to bin it. And then Without You, I'm gonna bin it. I can do without it. It's a cover.
No,
she
we
didn't
all
write
chose
it.
the same one.
Well, I'm also going to spin Always Be My Baby. I actually did get a little bit, not sick of the song, but Daydream is one of my favorite albums. And Always Be My Baby was, I think, maybe just on too many of my playlists for a moment. But in the past few years, I've just fallen in love with it all over again. And one of my friends that comes with me to Mariah concerts, it's her favorite Mariah song ever. So it brings her so much joy. And I've like been with her when, so we've kind of shared it. So I love Always Be My Baby more these days. But I'm going to represent the European lambs, the British lambs, and I'm going to pin Without You because it was such a big moment for her over here. And a lot of people here, specifically in England, know her for that cover. So I'm going to pin that one. And I'm going to bin Last Kiss. I'm not mad at it, but it's not Thanks for Nothing. So that's why it's going in the bin. Guys, if you are watching on YouTube, let us know in the comments what you would do with Always Be My Baby, Without You, and Last Kiss. What you would spin, pin, or bin. Oh, I played the long version. That's fine. I played the full intro, not a little end ditty, but that's fine. That hour has absolutely flown by, but it's been so much fun to hear. I think of the first people I've spoken to that have actually been in a Mariah Carey music video. I'm racking my brain. I can't think of anyone else. And oh my gosh, I can't believe that we figured out for you that it was I'm 95% sure that it was the I don't know her moment. And now I'm even thinking you sparked a little something in her brain. Oh my gosh, so much fun. Michael, remind everyone where they can follow you, please.
Michael Alexander Music, and that is on Instagram, YouTube, and then Spotify. It's just Michael Alexander.
Kayla, where can we find you?
On Instagram, I'm at Kiki Pop, 2 eyes in the middle.
That's cute. Erica?
Bellissima, BEJISIMA on Instagram and TikTok.
Perfect. And we'll make sure all of those are in the descriptions. Guys, thank you so much. Michael, thank you for bringing your wonderful friends to the pod. That was loads of fun.
I knew they were going to be good guests.
Thank you so much for having us. A lot of fun.
You're welcome. Cheers.